Today, my daughter was called into the job centre. My granddaughter, my youngest granddaughter, she just turned 4. She was turned 4 on the 21st of October. And it's not even a month past her first birthday. And the job centre, oh, I'm so sorry. Good. The job centre called my daughter in today to basically put the living fear of God up the girl, because 11 months from now she's going to be required to go to work. Now, it's not going to be technically until my granddaughter, my youngest granddaughter, turns 5, my daughter doesn't have to do a thing legally. But the government is still employing people to make her fearful of not being in employment. Now, as it turns out, my daughter knows a bit what's going on. She's like, somebody said to her, no, they want you to do free stuff until the kid's 5, and then you have to go out and get your own work. So my daughter had already lined up a thing with a local charity shop. She also sorted it out when she was on her way home from the job centre. And she's actually sorted this out. She's going to go and volunteer at a charity shop. You'd think that would be suitable. It's not suitable. Basically, the lady in the job centre said yes. Well, basically, my daughter's like, well, yeah, but I don't have to go out to work until my daughter's 5. She's like, no, you don't, but we need to get you prepared for that, so you're going to be asked to do voluntary work. My daughter pointed out that she wanted to go and work voluntarily at a charity shop. Woman at the job centre, no. How's about this, right? Because obviously they've got to promote what they're selling. Now, I know loads of people will say they're not selling something, they're just doing the right thing. Of course they are, bless you. This lady is like, oh, how's about this thing here? Volunteering in. Have a guess. Where do you reckon? Charity shop? Soup kitchen? No? Like handing out shit to the homeless? No. Volunteering in Debenhams. Because Debenhams are so poor that they desperately need people to volunteer. No, they don't. That's the whole point. Because despite what these people tell you, it is all for money. It's all for cash. It's all for profit. I've been speaking to somebody earlier on the chat. Oh, I've got 10 minutes left. Speaking to somebody on YouTube. I commented on a video by Trevor Noah. And obviously you can only put so much in a comment. But I was like, yeah, I didn't vote Brexit for immigration and shit like that. I voted it for Serco. And then people came in like, oh yeah, well, Serco's not European, it's English. Well, technically it's American. It's owned by the same people who own Coca-Cola, Disney, ExxonMobil, McDonald's, you name it. If it's up there, it's owned by the people that own Serco. People say that it's owned ultimately by Prince William. Couldn't give less of a rat's wank, because the man is genuinely beneath us all. But, well, it's technically not. But what elevates somebody above somebody else is not how much money they have. Trust me. Anyways, so she was asked to volunteer for the Dickensian bloody Debenhams. And she's like, well, I've already put in for this. No, doesn't count. This shit doesn't count with people who work for the government, because they have to adhere to strict guidelines. And if you don't tick a box, you're fucked. Even if you are doing a good thing. Now, personally, I home educate my son, and I also volunteer at the local community orchard, and I'm currently the secretary of the community orchard, right? And this is two things, like the educating my son thing saves the government £5,000 a year. And the other thing, volunteering with it harms my health. I do have multiple sclerosis, and it does impact my life, and I can't go out and do a day's work. I am not a sponger. I am not lying. And if you don't believe me, please, I just wish for all the people that didn't believe me, they could just be put in my body for a day. It is absolutely awful to not be able to just stand up when people are having a conversation. Just have to go, oh, I'm ever so sorry, I've just got to go and sit down. And everybody's got to look down on you while you're doing that. Like, and you're just sitting there feeling like a complete flid. It's, and people diss me for that. People diss my daughter for having 2 young children. Last time she was on what the pharmaceutical companies called surefire contraception, and she caught out with my youngest granddaughter. She didn't plan it, but she weren't about to get rid of her. That is her personal choice. And she wasn't in the circumstances of rape or anything like that. So, I'm not saying, pro-life, pro-death is bad. Well, obviously pro-death is bad, but, I'm not saying that women shouldn't have the free choice, basically. But she did get herself put in that circumstance. The first baby that she had, my eldest granddaughter, her boyfriend did that to her. You knew what he was doing. He wanted a kid. She was pissed. He did it on purpose. He told everybody once she got pregnant that that's what he'd done. These weren't children that she gave birth to take the piss from society. And my daughter does want to go out to work. And as I said, she's actually, before the end of the day, she went out. She set herself up volunteer work. But she's still got to go in on Monday for another appointment at the job centre, because the woman from the job centre told her today that she had to, so that she could talk about volunteering. Stephanie said, right, I'm going to volunteer. She got off the bus in between the town and coming to pick up the girls from me and come and visit. But she stopped off to go and make sure that she'd secured that volunteering position, which she has. She rang the job centre up. No, you've still got to come in to have this appointment. She's got to pay. She had to pay to go in there today. She's got to pay on Monday. Now, people that work and stuff will laugh at people like me and my daughter who don't have the money for bus fare. But please just see that we just don't want anything above anyone else. I've been fighting for my employment support allowance for 4 years, coming up to 4 years. And literally, I'm still being called a benefit scrounger. I have multiple sclerosis. I can't stand up. I sleep. At the minute, I'm sleeping over 10 hours every day. And yet I am classed, according to the person that did my assessment, as 100% fit for work. Chester, no. Right, this is a whole thing for a different day, because Chester's going to come up here in a minute and send the phone flying. And I'm not getting into my ESA thing. I just think it's absolutely disgusting that when a young woman is a year away from having to go to work, you are pulling her in to make her do volunteer work for incredibly wealthy companies just to make her fearful so that she makes sure she does work, and we don't have enough employment opportunities for everybody to do that. But what if, here's a little thing, how's about if we don't employ most of the people in society to make people fearful of this shit? What if we don't employ people to judge people fit for work, to train people who are fully qualified to go out and get a job in either IT or retail? Because that's basically it. That's your choices if you go with Serco, IT or retail. You're either sat on your arse at a computer or you stood in a fucking shop. That's it. Like, literally, I saw no other options when I was with In Training, who are owned by Serco. Like, literally, IT or retail, they're the only two options that I had, despite me being a fully qualified secretary and an MVQ3 qualified beauty therapist. I know you wouldn't know, my face is shit, but that's because it's fucking me. I don't matter a lot. It's you that matters to me, not me. But yeah, despite me having two really good qualifications under my belt, I'm still legally required to go and train in IT or retail because it's making people lots of fucking money. And what if we just don't do that? What if we just don't make people scared to be alive? What if all of these people, because there are thousands upon thousands of people being employed to make people scared, what if we just don't do that and let them be happy in their job? Yeah, got a minute. There is a better way and we can do it. And I understand that a lot of people don't understand right now, but I'll keep telling it. I think we could safely say I've got back to videos now, so I'll explain it. Love you. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. I'm wanting to know what we're doing there today. Oh, is that the President of the USA?